Good morning, everybody. We brought out a lot of our associates to get a big enough round of applause for us. Thank you for being here today. Appreciate that. I also want to thank some of our partners that are here today. This is a little bit loud, I'm sorry. John Cordova from Coca-Cola. Thank you, John. Thanks, Coca-Cola. Thanks for the Coke products here this morning, and thank you for everything you do for us and for the city as well. And of course, Rich Johns from Levy is here, who's going to help us operate our concession business. Thank you, Rich, for all of your guidance and support. We appreciate that. And Donna Boland is here from Mercedes-Benz, along with the cast from Mercedes-Benz. And where's Donna? There she is, right over here. Thank you very much, Donna, for your support. And I said to Donna, we're thrilled with Steve Cannon, and it's our gain and their loss. But they said that Mercedes-Benz has still not gone out of business. So Steve would be happy about that, and we are as well. So thank you very much for being here today. I'm going to make my comments very brief and try to make a couple of key points I'd like to make. One, obviously, we're doing this in the stadium. You can see construction is coming along beautifully. We are projecting, have been projecting a June opening. The work that our design and construction team are doing is world class, and I think one of the things that doesn't get said enough, and Scott Jenkins can talk at length about it later if you like, is that in addition to this incredible design of this construction of it, is that this is going to be a LEED certified building, and we're shooting for platinum LEED certification. It'll be the only sports entertainment complex in the United States and in the world, for that matter, that will have that level of LEED certification. So we should probably be talking more about that and probably make you more aware of what we're doing in that regard. But it's going to be incredible design, incredible construction, and incredible way we operate in terms of sustainability and the environment going forward. Today's announcement, I think, is symbolically important for a lot of reasons. The standards that myself and Rich and Steve Cannon have set is that this building, while difficult in terms of design and construction, is a 3-year venture. But the real venture takes place in the next 10, 20, 30 years in this building, and of course in the community as well. But in terms of the specifics in this building, the standard that we've set, the standard that I've set in the organization, is that the wow factor that people feel when they approach the building, they're inside the building, they have to experience that the same way. They have to experience that in every single area that they're touched by human beings and by the way we operate this building. One of the key areas of concern throughout really stadiums and arenas, not only in the United States but throughout the world, is food and beverage. So we believe one of our core values is listening and responding, paying attention to what our fans, our customers, our guests are asking us for, what they like, what they don't like, more specifically, and how we can do a better job at that. So we actually took the food and beverage model, the traditional one, and threw it out the window and said, what is it that our fans would want, that our guests would want, what our customers would want that would really make a difference? And I think what you'll see today is a long-term response to food and beverage variety and value and pricing that will make it easy for a family of 2 or 4 or 6, or in my own case 6, 7 going on 9 children, to bring them to the stadium and have a great day here and actually be able to eat here and not actually say to their kids or their family, we're going to eat first or eat later and we'll just snack at the stadium because everything costs so much here. So what you'll see is very unique pricing, and the pricing is a way to say thank you to our fans for being supportive. Thank you to our fans for helping us build and construct this magnificent stadium. Thank you to our fans for supporting all of our franchises, our NFL franchise, our soccer franchise, all of these incredible events that we're bringing to Atlanta, to the region, to the state. It's a way to say thank you for their commitment, their loyalty, and putting their resources behind those things as we look at the next 30 years going forward. So with that, Rich is going to give you a lot of details on it. I think it's unique. I think it's different. It's not. The other comment I would make is that this is not a one-day wonder kind of situation. Sometimes you'll see, either in retail or generally in stadiums or arenas, you'll find unique pricing for a day or two, a week or a month or even a year on one item or on 2 items. So if you don't drink or eat that one item, you're stuck. And what you'll see here is a tremendous variety that's been priced across the board to give our families an opportunity to really come here and to enjoy fully not only experience whatever the event may be, but actually enjoy food and beverage at very competitive, what we call fan first or street pricing, if you will. So with that, Rich, come on up and we'll do this unveiling. I think I have the sequence correct. Do we do the unveiling now? Unveiling now, and then President CEO will give you all the details. So there's a magic wand, there's a magic string, there's a magic something. And again, the pricing you see up here is not for the opening day. These are not grand opening specials. These are normal pricing for our fans, day in, day out. Great pricing that say thank you for being supportive, and thank you for being here, and thank you for helping us make this dream come true for all of Atlanta. Rich, thank you.
Thank you, Arthur. He tried to steal my notes, which would have put me in trouble. Okay, so for all of us that work on this project, this is a big day for us. We have spent a long time trying to get this project moved along, get this project in its final stages, and now you're seeing that. I think Arthur's vision at the outset to us was truly to try to go throughout the country and anywhere we could and look at stadiums, look at designs, and look at operations and see where they're really working well and where they aren't. So there were probably initially a band of 3 and now a band of 20. Initially it was probably Jim Smith and Greg Beatles and myself, and then it became a band of many. And then Arthur gave us the ability to hire 3 people, 3 years before opening, which was a general manager and Scott Jenkins, a director of fan experience and Mike Gomes from Disney, and Jared Miller to come in as our chief technical operator or officer, which really has helped us try to live to his vision. This is just one part of it. In this one, as Mike Gomes will tell you, our fans have frustration at times over food pricing, and the like. So we tried to figure out how we could come up with a different financial model and a different operating model. And then Arthur gave us the blessing and the direction to accomplish it. So I think what you'll see is a couple things. Number one, you're going to see points of sale. I think we have 670 points of sale. What's that mean? It just means that compared to our past building, the Georgia Dome, that's almost double in size. You'll see much more cooking capacity. You'll see that Levy has done a great job for us in helping us find a way to make sure that the fans can actually have a line at halftime that isn't 12 deep. It was important to us to try to make the experience not just a great price experience, but also a good experience from the customer standpoint. Then the other thing we did is we made sure Arthur wanted to make sure that all of our customers are able to enjoy this pricing and this experience. So when we made the bid to the NCAA Final Four, they were pretty quick to ask us. In fact, one of them asked me in the Q&A, okay, so what are you going to do for our event? And my comeback was, your event is our event, and your customers are our customers. The pricing will be the same. We'll write that in the contract, and we have in every contract we've done, whether it's the SEC Championship, whether that's the NCAA Final Four, the College Football Playoff, or our Super Bowl bid. So we've tried to make sure that the customers understand that they are important to us, regardless of what the event may be. So for us, this is just one of Arthur's visions, if you will. You'll see when you get to see the Halo board for the first time, or you get to see the window to the city for the first time, you'll see some really cool elements to the stadium. But I think this one really speaks to what we're about, which is our fans, our supporters, our customers, and trying to listen to what they said, and to Arthur's point, respond to what they said. So that's it. Our commitment on this one is truly taking the phrase from Mercedes-Benz. We wanted to say to our fans, you'll receive the best or nothing, and we think this is the first step in trying to show them that's what we're going to deliver. So I appreciate you being here. Come on up and we'll let Arthur, we're happy to answer any questions you may have. If in this environment you got to shout it out.
We'll take any questions at all now. And I was paid to, John, see this? This is You got that? Yeah, and we didn't get anything extra for that. It's my morning coffee. Yeah. Yes, sir. Can you? I can't hear.
We're about a week away from Super Bowl selection, whether we'll find out if we get the Super Bowl here in Atlanta. How much does this announcement coincide with that in trying to get the team owners to select our city?
Yeah, it doesn't coincide at all with it. I mean, it happens to coincide with it. The vote is next Tuesday on May 24th. We're bidding for one of 3 years, 19, 20, 21. Other cities are bidding as well. They're very competitive bids, and we think the uniqueness of this building, the uniqueness of downtown Atlanta, 10,000 hotel rooms within a half a mile of the stadium, and the closeness of the largest aquarium in the country in Centennial Park, World of Coke, National Human Civil Rights Museum, Centennial Park, list goes on and on. See, I'm practicing to make a pitch in front of the owners, so I want to work on you a little bit if I can. So, I mean, all those reasons we think we're in a position, to get a favorable vote. We've got tremendous public support here as well and private commitment. So this is part of the message. Part of the message is that we care deeply about our fans. The NFL cares deeply about their fans across the country. We care deeply about our fans here and try and do the right thing to respond to what we've heard in terms of issues from a fan stand perspective. Yes, sir. Yeah.
Over here, to your left.
All the way over there, left.
We would cut the noise down and stop the construction, but we can't stop construction for anything. Sorry, just have to talk up.
Right here.
Yeah.
I know you've had discussions with other owners, as you just said. What has been their feedback when you talk about this stadium, that you're being here? And have they also discussed or brought up the 2000 Super Bowl and just what happened then with the ice storm and just unfortunate events that were out of the control?
What was the first question? What did they say about the stadium? Oh, yeah. Well, the stadium, I think we've shared as much as we can. Obviously, the information we've shared with the owners is all public. They'll be getting their briefing next Tuesday, May 24th as well. Rich has worked very closely with folks from the Atlanta community at preparing our bid. We think it's very competitive. They'll see more details about the stadium. They've seen all of the public fly-throughs, et cetera, that are available now. In terms of the ice storm, I've been calling each owner, making sure that any questions I could respond to them personally. I'll have a chance to do that during the owners' meeting as well. One raised the question of the ice storm. I reminded him that was 16 years ago, and the weather in Atlanta due to climate change has changed. So it's beautiful now. It's beautiful like this. This is a typical day in Atlanta. So we don't think that'll be an issue. We understand that was a 1-in-100-year kind of freak storm. So. Yes, sir.
Hey, how are you doing, Mr. Blank? First off, I'd like to start off by saying $5 for a beer. Thank you. I'll feel a lot less regret when I check my
You said
bank
$5 for a beer, thank you?
$5 for a
I thought
beer.
you said $2 for the water or Coke, thank you. Okay,
It's still
fair.
not so bad.
Okay. Yeah.
I did want to touch on the food and beverage. I do see there's a lot of major brands that you all are working with. I know the Fox Brothers was part of you all's business last year. I was wondering if they'll be continuing doing business and if there's any other local brands or local companies that you all will be partnering with as well.
Good question, because I failed to bring that up in my remarks, even though it was written there. Yes, we have a number of local partners, probably have signed up, I don't know, maybe 5 or 6, and probably have about 4 or 5 more to go that we're working on. Probably roll it all out at once in June, July, probably. Is that when we're talking about, Mike? Yeah, 2 or 3 months. Barbecue will be a part of it. And you can count on it being a really good brand if that's the brand you like.
Sounds good.
We actually, to further answer the question, we did a lot of research and in terms of what in Atlanta, obviously, because this core value I mentioned earlier, listen and respond. So we paid a lot of attention to what the fans told us in all the research, the brands that they preferred, both the NFL, the Atlanta Falcons fans, and the Atlanta United fans, the soccer fans. Actually, they're not quite the same, but we'll have components of both in the building to make sure we're responsive to both fan bases.
Yeah, that's a really good point Arthur made. So Mike Gomes and others set up a fan council where we have Atlanta United fans. Those are our founding members who signed up, and we have Falcon fans. and they have been very active in all the questions we've asked them. And to Arthur's point, one thing Mike did is we did a big survey to them on food, had them rank their preferences, and that's who we're trying to partner with.
So how different are the prices compared to the Georgia Dome? And I did a quick lookup of Energy Stadium in Houston, which is also, well, I say which is also, but which is definitely hosting a Super Bowl, and the prices are pretty similar. So is there that big of a difference in terms of prices with the Georgia Dome and around the nation in other stadiums?
Yeah.
Yes, definitely different. I don't know if it's probably on the magnitude. I don't know the exact Georgia Dome pricing for 16. I would say it's probably about 50% if you looked at 15. That's probably about where these prices are, about 50% of what is currently in the dome.
I think the thing to keep in mind also, I think that's probably right. It could be a little less than that, but it's in that range. It's significantly less than the Georgia Dome, and that's controlled by the state. And they have a financial model which drives a lot of things in the state, and they do a great job running the Congress Center and the convention business on behalf of the city and the region and the state. So that's not a criticism; it's just a reality. What we were very sensitive to, and you can look at the items that we have priced that we call street pricing or fan first pricing, is that they probably represent 75 to 80% of the volume in the business as well. We didn't take some weird items that only maybe you and I might order and nobody else would order and price those low. We took the items that our families would order, including my family and your family and everybody's family, and those are the items that we priced down, because that's really what's meaningful to our fans. That's what's meaningful to their families. And again, this is not a one-day wonder, grand opening pricing, first-year pricing. This is a core philosophy of saying thank you to our fans and offering a value orientation and creating an experience. So when the fans walk out of this building, they say, the experience we had in the building, from every perspective, operationally, security, in every single way, including food and beverage, matches the uniqueness and the grandeur and the spectacularness of this building itself.
So I would add one thing to Arthur's too, is if you see right back here, you'll notice there's no soda pouring here. We moved it to the other side, okay, and created self-serve, if you will. Why? To create faster lines, quicker movement through the lines, and for the fact that you want to come back and have 6 refills, go at it. We had numerous people tell us in the bidding process, dealing with some of the concessionaires, well, why don't you put an RFID chip in the cup so that they can only refill it once, and then they'll not be able to refill it again. We said, no, that's not the concept we're trying to get to.
The other thing to note, the speed, and Rich commented on this earlier, is that all the pricing is rounded to dollar bills, so you're not fooling with change. It's all designed to capture the volume of folks we expect. Designs the grills, designs the facilities, the 65% more opportunities for people to go compared to the Georgia Dome, same number of folks in the building, and obviously the way we're pricing it as well. Not only the way we're pricing it, but the dollar rounding. Other questions? Yeah.
You've touched on the satisfaction that guests will have when in the stadium. Can you touch on parking, something that happens before getting in the stadium, and how those prices may be?
Yes, I would say that we don't view parking a lot differently. If you look at our retail pricing, it's the same. We look at it as a customer-centric. We're not a markup parking business, not who we've been, not who the Georgia World Congress Center, our partner who has run parking, has been either, and we will not change that in the new stadium.
Just one more question. So I'm looking at the screens behind you, and some of the food looks really good.
Where's the question? Right, I'm sorry.
No, that's all right. So I'm looking
you got
at.
up early this morning, prepared questions.
I did. I was
That's
up late
good.
last night. I do the weekend news for CBS 46. But I'm looking at some of the food, and it looks really good. But have you thought about even healthier choices? Some dietitians might say, where are those healthier choices, food-wise?
Healthy choice. You mean hot dogs, hamburgers, pretzels, nachos, Coke? I mean, that's healthy, isn't it? That's what I was told. I don't know.
Yes, there'll be plenty of those. Remember, you're just looking at basic fare here. We have other fare all over, and including even in this stand, that will give you healthier choices. Also, one thing about the street pricing concept that Arthur's talked about is, remember, in our partners, our local partners, we're making the same call to them, and our deal will reflect it. In other words, we want their pricing in this building to be similar or the same to the pricing they're charging in their restaurants. We're not looking for that markup factor. And so that, when you look, that's the entire building. That's what we're trying to do.
And the other thing I would say to you is that, I mean, I think that's a serious answer to your question. The second serious answer to the question is that, and I think America is moving in this direction, but if I put celery and carrots up here at $1 each, you wouldn't be very excited. Because that's not most fans, when they come to a stadium, they want, quote, stadium food. Not to say they shouldn't want celery and carrots and other things too, but that's kind of what they're looking for. So we'll have lots of, organic, fresh food available throughout, but it's not really what drives most folks when they're in a stadium situation. You have a unique family. Yeah, other questions? Okay.
Hi there. One
Yes,
more
sir.
question, sort of food related. I know that at SunTrust Park, they are making seats that are 1.5 inches or so wider than the seats at Turner Field. Are you widening the seats here to accommodate
Oh, is that a
your
set? Were
fans?
you just trying to set us up for that? So the answer is yes. Every seat in the Georgia Dome is 19 inches. Every seat in Mercedes-Benz Stadium is 21 inches. We had to go to 20 inches in some of the upstairs angled seats because we can't fit them. But I think if you look at it, yes, we made every seat. That was one of the first things we decided, realizing that it made the building bigger, legitimately just bigger, and therefore more expensive by the capacity, because Arthur challenged us to stay above 70,000. So widening the seats in every seat required us to do that. But thanks for the question.
Yeah, we appreciate the question. You said in the case of SunTrust, it's a ½ inch different? Is that what you said? 1.5. So we're 2 inches. But really, so it's, I was going to say something political, but that wasn't going to be good about Donald Trump. So I'm getting my head, just don't shake your head this way. So yeah, the last question. But it really, I mean, a lot of that thinking, honestly, has to do with all of, I mean, a serious answer to your question, has to do with all of the fan experiences. That you want the fans not only, again, to be wowed by the architecture, the design, the plazas, the arcades, the experiences, et cetera, but when they get inside the building, everything from their seating to their food to everything that touches them, they need to walk out saying the experience matches or exceeds what the building is itself. That's a pretty high standard when we think we have the finest sports entertainment building being built in the United States right here in Atlanta, Georgia. But that's our standard. Okay. We're given this means that we're in. Yeah, so, okay. Thank you very much for being here this morning. We appreciate it. Thank you.